So you clicked on this video because you want to build muscle. Here's an exact step-by-step guide on how you're going to build your first 10 pounds of muscle. So we're going to get straight into it. So when we look at building muscle, we want to focus on 4 different areas. Number 1 is going to be the nutrition. Second one is going to be your workout program. Third one is going to be something I like to call progressive overload or progressive stimulus. And the fourth one is going to be recovery. So we're going to get straight into all of them. Number 1, so it's going to be your calorie intake. When you're looking to build muscle, you need to be in a calorie surplus. The only time you don't have to be in a calorie surplus is if it's your first year of training, right? So if you've been working out for less than 1 year, you could still build muscle and have a body recomposition. So how do we find out your calorie maintenance? Let's say you're someone that's been working out less than a year. What you want to do, very, very simple, is you want to get your body weight in pounds times 15, and this is going to give you your maintenance calories. So let's say, hypothetically, you're someone that's 200 pounds, you're going to times this by 15, you're going to get 3,000 calories. So this is how many calories you need to consume on a day-to-day basis, right? If you're someone that's been working out for longer than a year, you have to be in a calorie surplus to build muscle. The reason you have to be in a calorie surplus is because your body needs extra calories to use that and build more muscle mass and grow more muscle mass. So how are we going to figure out your calorie intake for that? What we're going to do, same exact thing, you want to find your maintenance calories. Once you find your maintenance calories, like I mentioned over here, let's say you're 200 pounds, right, times 15, it's going to give you 3,000 calories. After that, you want to be in a surplus because this is your maintenance right here. So this is your maintenance calories, but we want to be in a surplus. For this, we're going to do 3,000 calories, your maintenance, plus an extra 200 to 300 calories. I typically like to do 200. And then from there, you're going to get 3,200 calories. And this is what you want to consume on a day-to-day basis. Hypothetically, if you're someone that is 200 pounds. Couple caveats that you want to focus on, right? Number 1 is going to be your protein intake. You want to make sure that we have a good protein intake for your overall diet. So make sure you're having at least 1 gram of protein per body weight. So if you're someone that weighs 200 pounds, you want to have 1 gram per 1 pound of body weight. So have 200 grams per day, right? I would say if you're 200 pounds, you don't want to go any lower than like 180. So you could get away with, 0.8 grams per body weight as well. That works. So absolute bare minimum, if you're someone that's 200 pounds, you want to eat like 160 grams of protein, right? But anywhere from 0.8 grams of protein to 1 gram of protein should be more than enough. And that's pretty much it for nutrition. Obviously, we could get into the carb intake, the fat intake, but we don't want to overcomplicate it. We want to keep it very, very simple. This is how you're going to gain your first 10 pounds of muscle, okay? That's all you want to do for your nutrition. Track your calories and make sure you're in a surplus and you are hitting your protein intake every single day. The second thing is going to be our training program. So what do you want to do for your training program? Literally, so many people overcomplicate this, but it's not that complicated. Number 1, right? You want to work out 4 to 6 times per week. Very, very simple. You want to be weight training 4 to 6 times a week. That's the first thing. The second thing is you want to train each muscle group 1 to 2 times a week. This is going to be depending on your training split. For example, if you have a bro split, this is a training split where you're doing 1 body part per day, so 5 days a week. So a chest day, an arm day, a leg day, a shoulder day, a back day. You're training every muscle at a 1 time a week frequency. If you're training push-pull legs, right, you're training 6 times a week. This, obviously, you're going to be training your muscles at a 2 times a week frequency. And if you're someone that's doing upper-lower, you're training 4 times a week, 2 upper body workouts, 2 lower body workouts, right? You're training your muscles at a 2 times a week frequency. In terms of the training split, it literally does not matter. Find a training split that you're able to commit to week after week. So if you could go 4 times a week, do upper lower. If you could go 5 times a week, do a bro split. If you're going 6 times a week, just do push-pull legs. You literally don't have to overcomplicate this at all. A lot of people, they'll sit there, they'll do a bunch of research, and they'll just think constantly, but they don't take any action. You're gonna see progress, you're gonna build muscle by actually taking action, okay? So pick one of these 3 workout programs, whatever fits your schedule the best. In terms of how many exercises you wanna do, you wanna do 6 to 8 exercises per workout. And you wanna focus on doing 2 to 3 working sets per exercise, and you're wondering how many reps, anywhere in the 6 to 15 rep range. Don't go lower than 6. This is gonna be way too heavy and way too little. And don't go higher than 15 because the weight's gonna be way too light and you're just gonna be doing cardio with a bunch of weights at that point, right? In terms of how you wanna structure the workout, you wanna do your compound movements first, right? Your compound lifts, then you wanna move on to your isolation work. For example, let's say we're doing a push day, okay? We're doing a push day, we're picking 6 exercises. Well, I'll just say we're doing a chest day. Let's say we're doing a chest day, right? We're picking 6 exercises. So I'll do a bench press, incline dumbbell, flat dumbbell, chest fly, and low to high cable flies. We have 5 exercises, right? Very simple, 2 to 3 sets per each, and then 6 to 15 reps per set. And you noticed how I started off with a bench press, then I started off with incline dumbbell press, then I started off with a flat dumbbell press. So those were my 3 kind of compound pressing movements. And then I moved on to the cable flies, which is gonna be the isolation work. And that's it. That is pretty much all you're gonna do with your program. One thing I would recommend is you want to track your workouts. See your gym progress and how much you're lifting on a week-to-week basis, which is gonna lead us to our next point. The third thing you wanna focus on is progressive overload, or another way you could say this is progressive stimulus, okay? So we're gonna use one example. We're gonna use one exercise for this example. For this exercise, we're doing a bench press, okay? And we're just talking about one set here. So week number 1, right? You do 135 pounds for 6 reps. That's 1 plate on each side. What you wanna do is you wanna focus on getting stronger, right? The stronger you get, the bigger the stimulus is gonna be, and it's gonna force your body to build more muscle mass because you are gonna be in a calorie surplus, like I mentioned over here. So week 1, you do 135 for 6 reps, okay? The second week you go back into the gym, you wanna beat this number. So you're gonna do 135 for 8 reps. Very simple. Week 3, same thing. You wanna beat what you did last week. You always wanna train harder than last week, and you always wanna beat what you did last week. So if you look at this, right? Week 1, 6 reps. Week 2, 8 reps. Week 3, 10 reps. Week 4, 14. Week 5, 15 reps. And now you're probably looking at this. Okay, we're at 15 reps. What am I gonna do? I'm training in this rep range right here, right? I'm training in that 6 to 15 rep range. Now you hit the upper half of that rep range. What are you gonna do? Well, very simple. You're gonna add 10 pounds to each side on the bar. So instead of 135 pounds, that weight now changed to 155 pounds. And now you're gonna rinse and repeat this entire process. So here you started off at week 6, you're gonna take 155, take it all the way up to here, right? And now you're at 155. So week 1, 155, 8 reps, week 2, 9 reps, 11, 13, 15, and same exact thing, right? You hit the upper half of the rep range. You did 15 reps right over here for 155. What are you gonna do? Now you're gonna, once again, rinse and repeat that cycle. You're gonna add 5 to 10 pounds on each side. It's gonna go up to 175, and you're gonna literally rinse and repeat this cycle. And you wanna do this for every single exercise, right? That's why it's really important to keep track of what you're lifting in the gym. Because if you don't know what you're lifting in the gym, you don't know what to beat, and you don't know if you're getting stronger or if you're getting weaker week after week. And that's pretty much progressive overload and progressive stimulus in the gym. You don't have to do any crazy drop sets. You don't have to do any crazy intensity techniques, any supersets, this or that. Literally pick 6 to 8 exercises per workout, 2 to 3 sets, and focus on doing this. Progressive overload. Very simple. Now that we created a stimulus, the nutrition's on point, we're building muscle. The last piece of this puzzle is gonna be the recovery. You wanna make sure that you recover after every single workout. So, some tips, right? Number 1, you wanna sleep at least bare minimum 7 hours per night, right? This is extremely important because the whole game is you wanna progress, create a stimulus, and then you wanna recover. And you wanna keep going back and forth. If you don't recover, if you're sleeping 4 hours, 3 hours a night, you're not gonna be able to add more weight, and you're not gonna be able to get stronger, which is gonna make your calorie intake literally useless because you're not gonna be able to build more muscle. Okay, so you see how this is all kind of starting to work together? So that's gonna be the first thing. Make sure you're sleeping a bare minimum of 7 hours. The second thing is gonna be managing your stress. Obviously, this is a lot easier said than done, right? But you wanna manage your stress. You don't wanna stress about little things here and there. You know, don't be constantly anxious, right? And if that does happen, this is gonna significantly increase your cortisol, which can make it harder for you to go to sleep, right? It's gonna make it harder for you to train hard in the gym. And then also, with your cortisol higher, it's gonna increase your adrenaline, which is gonna make it harder for you to hit this number with good quality food, right? You're gonna fall off track, you're gonna eat a bunch of bad processed food. So sleep is very important, but on top of that, managing your stress is extremely important. Another thing, right? When stressful situations do happen in your life, you wanna take a deload, right? Deload when life happens or high fatigue happens. What is a deload? Right now, let's say you're doing you're doing 6 to 8 exercises per workout, 2 to 3 sets. When you want to have a deload, right, life's happening, you have a lot of stress in your life, or you feel very high fatigue, you're just constantly tired, what you're going to do is you're going to just cut this in half. So you're going to do anywhere from 3 to 4 exercises per workout, and I'll do 2 sets. Do that for about a week, okay? And the last thing, you want to drink at least 2 to 3 liters of water every single day. Just make sure your piss is not yellow, it's clear, and you'll know that you're very well hydrated, okay? And probably the most important thing is you want to gain 0.5 to 1 pound of body weight per week. If you're gaining more than that, you need to decrease this number, right? If you're not gaining that, you need to increase this number, your calorie surplus. So we're gonna go through a hypothetical situation. Let's say you're eating 3,200 calories, okay? You're eating that for 7 days a week, for 2 weeks, and you didn't gain any weight, right? What you wanna do is you wanna bump this up to 3,400 calories, right? So you're gonna bump this up to 3,400 calories for the next 2 weeks. In those 2 weeks, you gain 0.5 to 1 pound of body weight. You wanna keep this number the exact same. You don't wanna touch it. You only wanna increase this number when you stop gaining 0.5 to 1 pound of body weight per week. Hypothetical situation, let's do it the other way around. Let's say you're eating 3,200 calories, okay? Let's say you're eating 3,200 calories every single day for 2 weeks, right? And you're gaining way too much weight. Let's say you gain 2 pounds. You gain 2 pounds in a week. What you wanna do is you actually wanna decrease this number, right? So instead of eating 3,200, you wanna have this at 3,000. And let's say you do this for 2 to 3 weeks, right? And you end up gaining 1 pound. Then that's your solid number right there. That's your benchmark. And that's pretty much it. You wanna do this for at least 6 months to a year or even longer. And that's how you're gonna build 10 pounds of muscle. It is extremely simple. A lot of people overcomplicate it, right? They'll talk about the nuances in terms of the exercises, right? They'll talk about the nuances in like drop sets or nutrition, this and that. If you follow these 4 steps, calorie surplus, workout program, follow these steps, also progressive overload and recovery, you'll literally build 10 pounds of muscle. I wish I had this video when I first started because I was not doing any of this, right? And I was just kind of overcomplicating it more than ever. So hope this helped. Hope it brought you some value. If it did, click the thumbs up button, comment your thoughts, and yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.